3 people have reportedly been hurt after a fire that led to a building extension collapsing in downtown Joburg today. The events occurred in the early hours of this morning. Ziniko Mhlaba on that story joins us now. Ziniko, good afternoon. What happened?
Good afternoon, Stephen. So according to the information we've managed to gather here on the ground, is that in the early hours of this morning, allegedly 3 people were trying to tamper with the cables that are connected to a transformer which was housed in this particular extension of this building. So what you see here, Stephen, there's that brown main building, and then there's this extension that is collapsed. So that's the first thing we need to establish, is that it's not the building that collapsed, it's an extension of this building. As you can see there, that the building remains standing without any impact from its extension that collapsed. But also, if you look at the windows of the actual building, there is no crack, there is no window that has broken. However, Stephen, the impact of this particular extension has affected the building opposite this particular building, and this is the building that has been affected, but not its structures, just the windows that were broken due to the impact that was, caused by the collapse of this particular building. So this building that you see there on your visuals is a building that is hosting various business entities, but I can confirm that those operations are continuing. So nothing has really been affected by this particular building. So far, firefighters and emergency personnel have managed to really, extinguish the fire. As you can see there, some of those personnel, they're waiting to get, clearance from the company that is managing this building so that they can declare this particular building safe for people or for private sector to start cleaning the debris. But also what's interesting, Stephen, is that, the building that is adjacent to this particular, wall that had collapsed has not been actually affected at all. Actually, this door that you see here, there was someone who was selling, he just closed off now because of the advice that was given to him by the emergency personnel. So I'm going to talk to someone who's responsible for guarding this building. He'll be giving us insights in terms of what he knows, what he saw, but also whether his own building or his own business has been affected or not. So if you can come through, talk to us about what you know so far in terms of how this incident happened, but also if you can give us more information about the people who are allegedly, who got injured by this fire.
We were woken up by a loud blast in the morning, and we tried to inquire what really happened. So everybody was saying that there were 3 people lying down here who were burnt by the blast. So they were saying they went inside the building there because I wasn't present, because it was early morning, around 5 o'clock. So they said they went inside that place. Maybe they were trying to take the cables. Then the gas tank there, because it was making fuel, really, and then too much smoke everywhere. Yeah. And then there was also the transformer there. Yeah. Maybe it was the one that exploded.
I mean, how bad were those individuals?
They were so bad. They peeled like white people. They just peeled. The black color came out of them. So they were badly injured. So they were lying down on the floor there before the Metro Police.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Then the fire brigade came also to stop the gas and because there was fire. So they stopped, the fire brigade people stopped the fire.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time. Well, Stephen, as I'm speaking to you, the spokesperson for the emergency management service has just arrived right now. So he's going to be briefed by the officers on the ground, as we see there, Mulayeni. So he is going to get a briefing, and then maybe after a few minutes he'll be able to give us an official statement from the officials who are currently going to start briefing him. That's Mr. Mulaudzi there, who speaks for the spokesperson, who's the spokesperson of the city of Johannesburg. What also interesting, though, Stephen, is that there is a student accommodation property which is just next to this particular building that had its extension collapsed. You can see there that people are not affected at all. As you see the lady there in a white dress, we've seen students moving up and down. Their building structurally has not been affected at all. We're just seeing officials now, and from the company, the controlling company, they're also just monitoring the situation, checking if maybe there's any serious impact on the actual building itself. So that's the latest from us. We'll just wait for a few minutes to get a briefing from the Johannesburg Management Services in terms of what is it that they've discovered and how far are they with their own investigations in terms of investigating on what caused the crime. We know that, what caused the fire. What we know right now is that a transformer caught fire due to those 3 individuals allegedly were trying to tamper with the cables.
Ziniko, I mean, astonishing to see the scale of the damage there. There's a lot of damage to pick through and a lot to be cleared up as well.
Yes, indeed, Stephen. There is, a great damage on the other side of the actual building. I'm not sure if you're able to zoom into the actual walls and the windows of this building that you see there. So nothing, and what we've also heard that there was no one who was in the actual building itself when this fire started in the early hours of this morning, but also those surrounding buildings have not been affected at all. The only side that has really, felt the impact of this is this building which we showed you earlier on, where the windows were actually damaged by the impact. As you can see, that is a huge wall. So some of these blocks of bricks then fled across the street, and that is why we saw, and that is why we are talking about that damage. But in terms of emergency personnel presence, there aren't many of them. I can literally count about 3 or 4 that are remaining at the scene, and this fire engine that is still remains here, it's not extinguishing any fire at this point. So it's more like right now trying to collaborate, a report in terms of what led to this particular fire. Who are those individuals? What we know, people are saying that it's just individuals who are popular or who are usually, collecting rubbish from this particular area. And then the gentleman we spoke to is alleging that these are the people who have been identified as those who are trying to really tamper with the cables that are connected to that transformer.
Thank you very much indeed, Ziniko Mhlaba, live for you from the centre of downtown Joburg.